Welcome back everyone to Clash Royale League Asia. As we did conclude the first and the second series of today's day, and we saw the kind of the 4 teams that will be representing Southeast Asia. And we saw the winners coming in varying fashions. We're going to see 2 of the teams now coming in for the very last series of the day here.
And we're going to have KIX and Bren Esports playing once again, because we will have everyone facing each other, and including today and the next Friday as well. It's going to be only within the region. They're fighting against each other only, and then once that's done from week 3, we'll have regions going against another region.
So for the regional qualifiers, we're still here with these 4 teams who are just duking it out to see who the best teams in their respective regions are. We're going to see KIX, a team that was trying to go forward and has succeeded in winning out against Chaos Theory, the 4 players you're very used to already. Dylan, The Rock, Tauki, and Rene here. Those 4 players will represent KIX once again, but it's going to be mostly Dylan, who has been kind of the star that has pushed this team into a victory here. They're back again. I wonder if Dylan's going to be back for the 1v1 and even the ace match if necessary, but this player has been doing well for his team.
I think that's likely going to continue, as Dylan was also picked as the ace player. He's also the one with the most trophy other than TongZi, who's actually, I don't think he's here at the moment. We only have 4 players tonight. They actually have a 6-man roster, the only team with a 6-man roster.
We're here with Bren Esports, another winning team from the second series of our day. Jaii picking up that last win of that set to give his team a win. Here they are once again. Last time around, Detective Hecka was the one to make the appearance in the 1v1, but Jaii came through in the ace match to defeat Hecka Esports to get his team to victory. So interesting to see if Detective Hecka will return for the 1v1, or it will be Jaii, who did help his team to a victory. Will get them into a win here. It's going to be interesting to see, which player is going to be played for Bren Esports.
Not just the 1v1, and we heard a little bit about, because we were about to close, I cut it a little short, but Bren Esports, I actually talked about the interview that they have their own tournament, a 2v2 tournament in their region, that I think that's helped them a lot. They lost super hard 2-0 in 1v1, but coming back into 2v2, they won it solidly. They had some moments, but they were very dominant in that 2v2. I think that practice really helps. The experience that they had, I think they can, and it may just continue over against KIX. If they win the 2v2 again with a 2-0, I believe we're going to have maybe a dominance on the 2v2 mode, only because a lot of the competitive teams right now in a lot of the regions are lacking that 2v2 experience, but they have it on their own.
And the amount of experience does vary, especially in the 2v2 format, where it's not the main game mode. It hasn't been the main competitive game mode even, where 1v1 was kind of the only one that people have been prioritizing. But now with 2v2, especially in Clash Royale League Asia, putting that into a competitive mode. See how they do on that one. TongZi is going to make his appearance for here, this 1v1 here. Seems like Dylan is not going to be the one to step in here. It's going to be TongZi instead. See how he does in the 1v1. Who's going to be up for Bren Esports? Going to be a bigger question here.
If they're still deciding, well, they have...
Yeah, Jaii is going to be coming up now once again. Yeah, but that just means that he won't be available for the 2v2, which I'm sure he did contribute to getting them the victory last time around against AHQ. So Jaii is going to be put forward for the 1v1 to get that first win. Hopefully is kind of what they're expecting here against KIX.
Yeah, last time it was Jaii plus Manny and Knoxville together on that 2v2 from Bren Esports. It has to be different because Jaii is playing in 1v1 right now.
Yeah. So definitely will not play in the 2v2. Manny, Knoxville, and Jaii was the combo that got a very convincing 2-0 victory in the 2v2 versus AHQ last time around. So Jaii, without him in the lineup for the next match, see how they did. But before we get to that, we're going to just focus on 1v1. So we have to get this done before we move on to the next segment here. So will it be Jaii, a player that really has found a lot of success in today's games. First in the 2v2 and the ace match, which he helped his team to get to a victory. Will he get it done again against a new opponent now with KIX and TongZi here?
TongZi actually youngest player on the team. Only 16 years old.
Wow.
2002. youngest player actually. We have lots of young players succeeding on top Clash Royale. You need that reflex, you need that experience. But once you're so good with few decks, you can actually climb so well to the top. But now we have the bans again, the same one.
Wow, it's going to be a ban against the Three Musketeers. Didn't think that would have been the most common ban coming through, but both of these players feels like that's the biggest threat onto them for the time being. So Elixir Collector has not been banned now, so even without the Elixir Collector, the Three Musketeers seemingly a big threat for these guys, and wants to feel like they want to get that out of the way, not even have to think about it during their matches here.
And Tornado is another spell that's available, and oftentimes in 1v1 it has been the popular one used. But still is the poison spell instead so far. But Three Musketeers lots of the time has been pushed along with the Giants having the maximum push. Make sure you have the split. Before you could actually gather all three with the Tornado if you place them right after the industrial drop, but you can't do that anymore with the nerf onto Tornado. So I think they were maybe concerned about the changes that could come in, the variety of changes that could come in from the opponent. Just taking that out, taking out threat that may be coming in. I think that's a smart idea to move on.
Sure, and we saw the effectiveness of the Three Musketeers come really through when it has been split 2-1 onto two sides, and one for the offensive effort while the other two go for the defensive threats. It allows you to be a little more flexible as you move forward. So don't have to worry about that in this particular series, as the Three Musketeers will be banned out. Seeing a lot of cards left open, that means that one less ban pick has been used for both of these teams here.
Hey, Sparky's available.
Sparky's available as well, yeah.
Well, I think we're a lot likely to see Sparky on 2v2, maybe.
Okay.
But also in 2v. I've been dominated by Sparky recently in the last few days, so I'm really salty about it.
Sure. I mean, Infernal Dragons, all the fast-moving things with the Prince, Dark Prince, and even it's all the things that can move so quickly and put a lot of damage over time. The Sparky is so annoying to get through, and not even that high of an elixir cost to get that out there.
And very slow, of course.
Yeah.
Very, very slow, and there are lots of counters like the Zap, the Electro Wizard, and Zappies, all that. But once you can't really stop it, once there is something giant like the Giant in front of Sparky, can you really stop that? It's really hard, actually.
It's incredibly tough, and gonna see a lot of flexibility here, because as the two players now building their deck, getting ready to get into this one, gonna see how they do it here. It seems like the game will be going very, very soon here as we do begin the match between KIX and Bren Esports here. Both of them winners out of their respective first series of the tournament.
Tossing down the Goblin Hunt. Has to just to tank up some damage. Not going to get any damage from here. Maybe just a few on the left side, actually.
The left one's a little bit more extended, as the Goblin Hut is kind of geared a little bit towards the right, so the further left side will get the few of the turret shot. But more importantly, the lightning comes out. You talk about Sparky making its appearance again, really making the baby dragon into very little use here. Miner coming in now with one of the Sparky, just trying to put a little bit of shock as the Miner does a little bit of damage over time. The Mega Minion is there. Stop the Sparky for the remainder of it.
Zappies. Yes.
Yeah. Zappies. Oh, Zappies. Yeah, I was sorry.
I got you there with the Sparky.
Oh, yeah, Sparky and the Zappies. I got the two things mixed up. But here we are once again. But the Goblin Hut going through again. The poison going to be planted against the Night Witch here.
Wilgo's actually not making it to the tower, dropping down the Giant right before, so that it does not really connect, only the poison and damage onto the tower.
Here we go, and that's going to be the Zappies once again spawned out to go up against the Giants and the Night Witch. The Bat's being summoned continuously, so it's going to be the Bat trying to get a little bit chip damage while the Baby Dragon is right behind. The Mega Minion is there as well. So
Mega Minion is the big one.
Yeah, so that's going to put in a little bit of damage, and it does have a little bit HP to tank out some of the arrows coming from the Princess Towers over there.
Baby Dragon is slow, does some splash damage, but is not too great of an effect. Does only 100 plus some damage, but the Mega Minion, if he lands on the tower, actually does quite a lot more.
Okay, obviously the Royal Girls coming in, trying to counter back for the Miner being summoned. Really has little effect as the Initial destroy coming in, but you can see the giant push once again with the Night Witch. See the Baby Dragon summon as well. The Pekka coming in now as a counter to the giant. Gonna get the giant before it does anything to his field here, and TongZi gonna push with the Pekka, hopefully to a little more success. The Mega Minion just whopping out the Baby Dragon. The Royal Ghost being summoned. Invisibility just trying to get at their giant, holding back the tank once again. The poison destroying out the miner as soon as it can.
That was already used onto the spear goblin, so actually a lot of them will survive right after having up to 4 now. Bats are taking out 1, but this is going to be somewhat of a push. Doesn't really have the best tool to defend. Only a lightning spell that has to be used onto the back line.
Lightning has to be used just to equal out the trade they have been getting, but that is 6 elixirs used just to get them damage. But does he have enough defensive tools to defend against this? The Miner and the Royal Ghost coming in, Poison coming in as well. So that will be the victory coming in for TongZi here, because it seems like Jaii just used that lightning to get even on the trade, but that 6 elixir wasted. That was hurting against him now, and that couldn't him defend against the push that came at the end.
He knew exactly. The giant was barely enough to actually be dropped down by Jaii there. And Miner, once he knew that lightning spell was down, he wanted to have that push to the maximum, at least to a max amount of damage. And Miner just took out most of the damage along with the poison spell. We're seeing poison spell being used so many times right now. We can't really block the damage from coming into the tower, you know.
I mean, Poison is such a great offensive tool, but that's a good defensive tool as well, so you can be very flexible in how you use that spell. But we saw Jaii trying to get the better end of things here, but TongZi coming in strong, giving Jaii the first defeat of this 1v1 so far.
With the Zappies also, great delaying tool against the giant. Giant push was actually pretty insane with the Night Witch, with the Night Witch right behind the giant. Zappies just delaying it with a tiny bit of stun every single time. It was really hard to make that push. Also, the Goblin Hunt was actually the one that set everything in together. The spear goblins have doing some chip damage onto the giant, also aggroing giant to be hitting the structures, because that's what giant are supposed to do.
That means that, you know, the trade wouldn't happen even if the damage were going evenly onto both sides, where obviously Jaii did not have a structure of his own to defend against all the damage coming in from TongZi there. It seems like we're going to be ready for the second game here between these two guys, and Jaii couldn't be stopped with all the force that was coming in from TongZi, and TongZi wants to do it again now. Now Jai's going to bring his first structure into the game with Tombstone.
Maybe just as a defensive tool, just wanting to throw that out there.
He just wanted to say that I do have a Tombstone, just kind of a statement maker right there. The guard's going to be going there to destroy the Tombstone, which is going to be an easy task for now. The minion is going to be the Mega Minion versus the Baby Dragon. Dark Prince being summoned here against the guards.
Take the shields and beat down right after from
Hey,
here.
you see the Lava Hound kind of sneakily being summoned there with 2 hits coming from the Dark Prince, but otherwise it's going to be still the rush coming from the Lava Hound. Can it be stopped before it makes a big of a difference? Golem just being summoned on the other end of things. It's going to be the Mega Man trying to answer back for this Lava Hound that has been troubling in air.
Let's see how Jaii wants to defend this one, or actually on the defensive. There's a tornado actually taking out most of the damage. TongZi was a little bit too early on that Lava Hound.
Okay, so the Lava Hound does not connect to full potential. The Golem has been making its last exertion to push. And we're going to see a big push once again coming from the Mega Knight with the guards and the Mega Minion. Can he make this all-in push work out? Trying to get as much damage as he can. The Mega Knight's still pushing though. It's not going to be brought down anytime being. So it's another
3 shots onto the tower. You
get another one. Yeah, so that's going to be the all-in push coming in from Jaii. That works out. So we thought the Lava Hound would be the end of the big push, but he sends out a second big push with the Mega Knight coming in so strong with the help of the supports.
I'm sure TongZi wasn't really expecting a Mega Knight to come down right there.
It was a big use right away. A Lava Hound summoned on the left side, and Minion's not going to be being countered from the side of TongZi here. Jaii just looking to finish off strong as he gets the first turret with very little threat coming on his right side of the tower so far.
Once you have the lead, sometimes a defensive move is actually the best defense that you
Yeah.
can have. And just by having your offense onto the other lane, it forces out the use of the other side onto the same lane. So
Definitely.
Jay's doing exactly that right now.
Now Mega Knight summoned out for defense here. Second golem being summoned down for TongZi for a last exertion effort. Hopefully trying to get this left turret to go down here. Lava Hound gonna be destroyed, so putting a lot of damage. He is definitely given up on the left turret, just trying to get the opponent's left turret is gonna be the objective of TongZi, but it seems like 10 seconds is all he has left. The golem, can he make their final push? But I don't think there's gonna be enough time here. 5 seconds left to go. All the defense coming in, that will not be enough time for TongZi to make the difference, and that will be Jaii with a very nice push coming from the Mega Knights to finish the game off.
Mega Knight push was, he had the great timing on it. The placement right on top of all the units. And of course, TongZi had double golems to kind of make it into a giant push, but once you drop that second golem, you have to waste a long time until you want to drop any backup right after.
Really, you're wasting so many elixirs just to provide some cover for that golem, but when you try for a second time and it doesn't work, you know you're not going to have enough time to finish that off. And a great defensive effort at the end. We talked about best offense being the best defense in a late game when you're ahead, and that's what it was shown by Jaii there after getting the first turret relatively early. He just puts down the Lava Hound on the other side, just didn't allow TongZi to react to his current position that he was in. But a very nice win coming from Jaii. Now we might get to the third set here very soon.
And the use of Baby Dragon was not really too effective against what Jaii had there. Lava Hound and also the Mega Knight basically takes care of a lot of the damage. Baby Dragon will be shooting all day long onto the Lava Hound, and the Mega Knight will take forever to actually bring them down. So Baby Dragon was basically no help, only seen once or twice, I believe, and he was holding that card for as long as possible, just making sure he has some time to use the other cards instead. And once you have that card on your hand, you'll be slow on that cycle. You'll be having some troubles not really being able to play your card that you want to play.
See how they do and how they react to the difference in scoreline so far with TongZi and Jaii now holding 1 games each themselves. It's going to be a slow start to begin us off in this third game that will decide this 1v1 turnout. Jaii picking up a very nice win in game 2. Probably has TongZi a lot of deep thoughts about what he should bring out into game 3 here.
And lots of deep thoughts. I think that's going to continue into the final minute. This is the most exciting moment of Clash Royale, where we have the maximum action actually breaking that silence.
Breaking the silence here with the Dark Prince, going to be countered by Baby Dragon. I'm sure that's not going to be the extent of it. Going to stop him with the zap. And once again, the Night Witch.
TongZi's not too happy dropping down.
Night Witch just go down in an instant. The attack coming in.
He did not have the best card, like maybe something like the Knight or the Ice Golem to delay the Dark Prince charge there.
The Miner gonna be countered by the Mega Minion there. That's otherwise just only getting a few chip shots before move on here, but Jaii once again be encountered by the Ice Spirit. Really not much for any effective use, but just trying to get chip damage onto the turret.
Trying to cycle out. He does not have the Night Witch injury, so bring down the Baby Dragon. That's off his hands.
Goblin Gang has definitely been countered right away by the Baby Dragon there. Baby Dragon just gonna try to be focused here on the Dark Knight here. Dark Prince.
Dark Knight does sound. I'm a big fan of that.
Alright, so Dark Prince push does not work again that time around. More about now the big pushes are coming in. Golem being summoned by the side.
Battle Ram onto the other side though.
Okay, the Battle Ram with the help of the Goblin Gang here. Trying to make this push successful. The Tornado has been coming in. Negating out the Ram that could have happened, so.
Somewhat effective in the defense, but down to half HP on the bottom right. But the Golem push is coming onto the left lane now. Dark Prince trying to do some defensive damage. Well, he'll be going down very soon.
He gets 1 hit before it explodes into 2, so Dark Prince just trying to get all the damage onto the rest of the golems. As again, all the gang being summoned here. Tornado being used once again. A very clean maneuver get that out of there.
Was clean, but doing so much damage. Even the charge connected onto the tower. It's going straight down right
look
now.
Look at the miner on the behind as well. Just going to be pushing just consistently without very much reactions coming in. The Tesla's going to be forming, and that's going to be the GG coming in. It's going to be Jaii. In the end, a very final push. We thought that it might have been very cleanly swept up by the tornado and the rest of the defensive maneuvers being shown by KIX there, but has been mostly about that very nice damage put out, especially with the help of the miner sneaking into the very end. That did get them the win at the very end. So very nice win coming from Bren Esports with the help of Jaii once again.
I think the Baby Dragon has been hurting TongZi a lot. It has been somewhat effective with the split damage, but not really too quick enough to actually use it as your own defensive tool.
Yeah.
Only has been defensive and not even enough to actually tank the damage. Oftentimes has been just flying in the air, doing some damage, and the ground units will go straight to the tower, and that's been hurting him so much in game 2 and 3.
We look at the replay here of how this all came about. TongZi was feeling pretty confident, I'm sure, after this first win. That did look really, really good for him.
In game 1, Jaii had Baby Dragon.
Yeah.
And game 2, TongZi had Baby Dragon, he lost. Game 3, TongZi had Baby Dragon once again. Is Baby Dragon a losing card? So far, I do think so.
We should call it a love and hate relationship with the Baby Dragon, but for the side of TongZi, very much a hateful relationship after today's game, because it really hasn't worked out for him, and the opponent having it, making it look good as well. Kind of the typical phrase that when we say, you know, my Baby Dragon is kind of useless, but their Baby Dragon is so OP. It's kind of the theory all the time.
Yeah, that's usually the theory, especially when you have a teammate. My teammate is always worse than the opponent's teammate. That's always a thing. Whenever I play 2v2, I always go for. Of course, I do play with my online friends sometimes.
Sure.
But often when I get the random one, it happens.
And you never blame yourself. You always blame your teammates.
I blame myself.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, I mean, I always blame my teammates. I don't know what you're talking about, because I never do bad. It's always my teammates that are losing it for me. But, you know, in all reality, the Baby Dragon has been working out for TongZi that time around.
Pretty low of a win rate currently.
It seriously is. And, you know, for the side, you know, where Jaii brought it up, he felt like he made the use of it very, very nicely. But, you know, coming from the side of TongZi, not really the best of cards coming in, and that's just not going to be good enough to pull it out on a win in this 1v1 scenario. Now, Bren Esports, one up ahead in scoreline.
One up ahead, and next up is the 2v2 that we've been all waiting for. The 2v2 actually, KIX actually did not win against the Chaos Theory on 2v2, but Bren, they won 2v2 with a 2-0, with a solid victory there. So I'm having my hopes up. I think the favorite going into 2v2 is still the Bren Esports.
Okay, we're going to get a player introduction here for the side of KIX. Royal Ghost coming in from the ROCK. Going to be his favorite card here. Dylan, very familiar name here, and hoping that he's going to be the carry for his team, which he was. 2v2 now. Hog Rider, will he put that into play? Haven't seen too much Hog Riders from today's matches today.
That's right, only a few.
Yeah.
And it was oftentimes countered by, sometimes by the Goblin Hog, I believe.
Look at this. They're gonna try something. They're gonna try something. They're trying to
service? Are they trying to do something crazy?
They're trying to do that Dragon Ball Z fusion right there. I saw that sneak of that earlier. But as you were talking about, has been important that his favorite card of the Hog Rider hasn't been used quite a lot. No aim Sai here.
No aim Sai is finally out. His favorite card was banned in the last set, but we're still waiting for that ban between the two teams.
Detective Hecka, player that did not win in his 1v1 maneuver against his former opponents, but
still look at that atmosphere. They're having so much fun.
Yeah.
That's what Clash Royale is all about, of course.
Sure, at the same time, they're having fun, but they are competing, so they really want to win. Sure, you know, winning out the first game does help them feel a little more confident about their chances, but here they are, Bren Esports once again, hoping that they can just finish it off strong. Maybe don't even have to go to the ace match if they can win out this 2v2 here.
We do have the ban card on the back because we did not have Tornado from before.
Yeah.
We have to get that UI, and that will confirm our ban cards from both sides.
It's just interesting to see that 1v1, the Tornado did not have the biggest influence in the end of the game. I felt like the other cards had a bigger contribution to a player getting a victory more than the Tornado did, but we're going to see the Tornado being banned for this 2v2 scenario, which I feel like has a little more potential to have a more influence. So Tornado ban, it's going to be actually Bren Esports banning out the Hecka. So not the most common ban we have seen so far. It's not the Golem, it's not the Lava Hound or anything like that, but it has been the Hecka. Seemingly that's the threat they want to get against. So does that mean that they want to play a little bit of the Giant Central the deck here?
I think they really want to focus on the Giant or their Golem. Golem has been the tool, oftentimes with Graveyard onto the past series. Freeze of 2v2.
They're still going for it. Look at that. They're still going for that Dragon Ball Z fusion. They're just calling me, you should do it. Maybe you should not. It's like left and right, just action here, but it's really important, you know, the what deck they bring. And G-Clef, as you were mentioning, is going to be the important story to follow, as the ban coming from the Hecka does lead to us to have a more of a predictable deck for the side of Bren Esports here.
It's going to be the interesting one. Expecting lots of a similar one. Maybe we'll have some crazy deck with maybe some Sparkies, maybe some Lumberjacks, even to have that greater push. I make sure to always have Lumberjack in my 2v2, just in case my teammate does not. Once you have that rage, once you have that lead in the elixir, you can just
so many units
push all the way to the King Tower, and that will be 3 crowns right up.
Easier said than done in this competitive scene, obviously. Getting to the King's Tower has been a dream from all of these teams, but it really hasn't happened, obviously, realistically, with so many players being composed, at the same time being defensive to the right account here. But still, the players are still getting ready, building up their decks to make sure that all 16 cards are the cards they want, excluding the 2 you see in below. Gonna get ready to get into the match here as we jump in to the 2v2 format between Bren Esports and KIX. Bren Esports did pick up the first win in the 1v1 with the help of Jaii here, but coming in 2v2, I think they would want another clean finish to end the series here.
Start off with the Mega Minion. Another Magic Archer.
Yeah, interesting use of the Magic Archer here is going to be countered by the Poison.
Early Poison seems like they want to go for the long games and chip damage onto the tower.
Yeah, but they're also knocking down the Magic Archer before it does anything annoying. It's going to be the Lava Hound being summoned with Prince, not the Dark Prince, being summoned for a very... haven't seen that in a long time.
Golem actually will take the damage from Prince, so the other Prince actually does straight damage to the Prince, going straight into the tower.
And we're going to see the Infernal Dragon just trying to halt the Infernal Dragon, but it's going to be actually frozen up. The freeze spell does come through, stopping the Infernal Dragon from doing anything to the Golem. Now it's going to do a lot of damage. Splits into 2. Do additional damage to it as well.
Maybe they were also thinking of maybe Prince doing some damage to the tower, but the guards came right on time to stop that charge damage.
Still a lot of damage being done. You see the Electro Wizard just directly countering the Infernal Dragon in the end, in the middle of the lane. The Graveyard being summoned, but not really being answered.
This is all in the fence for both teams. Dark Prince.
Oh no, look at this. This is going to be a very much a trouble. 422. 357 now down with the help of the Graveyard, so very good use of that. Only had the Magic Archer to try to counter against that. That's going to be countered with that, with the Poison, with the relatively low HP of the Magic Archer.
We'll be going down very soon, right after one more Poison spell. This game is almost over, and it's really hard. You can't really make a crazy play, crazy comeback right now against that Poison spell. You're dropping down Lava Hound, but you're just looking for luck.
You see how he's prompting all the attention to the left side now. I was going to be going for the extreme heavy push with the Lava Hound and the Balloon, hoping that he just knocks out the King's Tower all in one. He feels like he has to go all in or nothing here. Obviously, the Princess Tower is going to go down. Can he go additionally for the King's Tower? I don't think it's going to be answered here. One drop does not come through with the Balloon. Right now, it's going to be the second tower almost seemingly falling down. The Balloon does come through. It's going to be the Lava Hound just breaking down into pieces, putting down a lot of damage onto the King's Tower, but now it's going to be onto the Civic even, but obviously we know the poison damage coming here now. He's going to destroy the second tower coming in from Bren Esports here.
20 seconds left. That's the second one going down Lava Hound.
He has to go for it.
Coming in. They have to throw in everything right now, even the Balloon. Everything seems necessary to make that final push for the 3 crown.
But the Electro Wizard just stopping them in their tracks. The drop will not come to Lightning to make sure the defense efforts stay strong. And here they are, Bren Esports. After KIX lost the first tower, and now the attention has been set on the left side of the map. It seemed like they just want to go for the King's Tower right away.
Yeah, if they got 1-1 trade, they had a better off because the first initial tower on the right bottom was going to go down regardless of what happened. One spell, some damage with any unit was going to bring that down. I believe had 140 something.
Yeah, it was almost going to 100.
So one single poison would have been taking that out very easily, convincingly. Bren Esports take that win. Great trade actually when they were going all in for that King Tower. I actually thought KIX wanted to go all in 100% because they were going to lose it regardless. But a great defense at the same time from Bren Esports, just controlling the entire arena for themselves.
Definitely wasn't KIX giving up after seemingly losing the first tower in that trade. It was more about counting their chances of can they defend at the right tower? No. Can they defend at the left tower? Yes, maybe, but even at the same time, you're already going to be 1-0 down, even if you end up defending the left turret. So he wanted to get some type of offensive energy in onto the right side, and that had to be an all-in coming with the Lava Hound and the Balloon. But it really was about, KIX not really limited to much choices, but they just had to go for that in the end.
Yeah, that's the trade. The Lava Balloon, of course, very strong even in COC. But in this game has been pretty effective, but they were already losing the game. That was the main thing I would say. If they were not losing the game, maybe they had some great chances, or they could actually put 100%. I don't think they put 100%, maybe only 85 to 90% on their push.
Yeah.
They were a little bit scared of the fact they were going to lose regardless.
Oh, look at the double Dark Prince here. Shield's gonna be carved off by the poison. Be easy pickings for the time being, but the second Prince is not going to be knocked off for the now. Mega Minion coming in as well. He's halted by the guard. Very nice defensive tool coming from Bren Esports.
Also have to use the Zap, so lots of spells and units actually being dropped now.
Okay, the Golem is just going to throw in some aggro tank against this Mega Minion that trying to get the offensive efforts in. Going to be the double Prince now after the double Dark Prince. Trying to just push in as much as he can, just trying to push the Golem to the turret as close as he can.
This is a gigantic push. Along with the poison, they want to go all the way in. Lumberjack actually taking Prison, destroying that Prison apart right there.
Hey, the Log is going to help stop the push for timing. The Graveyard is going to be helping the Prince out, put out more additional damage. The Guard just trying to defend out against the Dark Prince and the Skeleton summoning from the Graveyard here.
Flying Machine is not really taking too much damage. Of course, Dark Prince will just get taken out. Of course, they have to use a Zap again. Just not the most effective use, but still.
Yeah, just to stop the guards, obviously, to get the shields out, because it takes a little bit longer for the Princess Towers to get the shields more than you can do with the Zap. So another Zap being used kind of interestingly there.
Want to cycle out, I believe. Maybe they're waiting for the Golem. That has been the powerful push that they have to use, but Lightning spell already being dropped. They want to use the spells to actually bring this down. They think that their pushes are actually being super counters against each other, so they want to bring it down with the spell damage.
Look how low the tower is right now. Just that one Musketeer, all to do enough damage to finish off that turret. There you go. You can see the first crown going over to the side of KIX. Golem push is already underway on the left side as well, so that's a huge amount of push in the two Prince and the Dark Prince.
Continue all the way.
Yeah, the King's Tower is under threat right now. I don't know if they're going to push.
All the way to the offense. Their freeze
tower. Oh, the freeze just shopping for a bit, but it seems like KIX is going to be able to get it at the end. 298, 245 with the last shot coming from the Prince. Good enough to finish it at the end, so it was an all-in effort. That left turret going down in a flourish after we saw two Prince and one Dark Prince charging it up with the Golem.
Hey Joel, gotta be honest, this was the type of action I was expecting from the 2v2. It's fast, quick, lightning fast, but lots of action, crazy amount of damage going directly into the tower. Ooh. Almost the race into that King Tower. And of course, KIX had the better trade from the beginning, but that race was some fire right there.
My goodness, that was a lot of damage. Just that 1 single second we saw when you can combine high power damage coming from two Princes and also one Dark Prince with the Golem just tanking everything for you.
Yeah, double Prince. The Dark Princes and the Princes there. Yeah. So much damage, single damage onto the spears. If you let that princess go straight to that tower, it would actually be close to a tower down.
Yeah.
And they even had a golem right in front. They wanted to trade it out, maybe look for a lucky win for the push, but they were losing the game quite a lot. So once you have that lead, just taking KIX, just knowing the advantage, pushing it to the maximum, as they were holding the lead with lots of the spell trade. Because as we were pointing out, Bren Esports, they were tossing down zaps so many times just to get their cycles in.
Right. And it seems like the cycle was going to come through, but it came through a loss of elixirs. Although it is only 2 for the zap being wasted, yeah, I should say. More important for the side of KIX, who had that biggest push at the end to finish them off. Now onto the even scoreline, 2v2. I know that KIX is really wanting this win here so that can stay in this game against Bren Esports, who has been much more dominating than what KIX has shown so far in this 1v1. But 2v2 now. Bren Esports losing 1, winning 1. Gonna be on to this last match to decide the winner. And if Bren Esports can win out this one and they win the 2v2, that will be them being the better team against KIX in this particular series.
And that was some fiery series. It's our fiery game just now.
That's what you were wanting.
2v2. That's how you want to end the game. Go for the race, and if you win, of course, if you lose, not as you're feeling as well.
And the miner just putting some type of chip damage onto him. The Mega Minion is going to come in, countered by the flying machine there. All of summoned early from the side of Bren Esports.
Making sure the Electro Wizard can actually stop some charges, maybe some delays.
Oh, the log is going to be wiping out the Electro Wizard, but the Golem is still making its rush. Going to get at least 1 hit, hopefully. It does explode, and it's going to be countered by the Magic Archer, doing good enough damage to get it out of there before it is hit by the Fireball.
Prince getting that charge. Taken out by the shield of the Dark Prince.
The Dark Prince countering well. Oh, it's gonna be actually the
giant skeleton
here. I haven't seen that in a while.
This one, I believe we're about to see the first clone of the day.
Okay.
Very likely to come out, even with the rage now from the Lumberjack.
Very typical combo with the giant skeleton. We see the clone. It's cloning right at the front of the Princess Tower is what we usually see out of that combo there, but it's gonna go down preemptively before it gets there. The graveyard is kind of the question that has been putting a lot of damage onto the side. Bren Esports taking a lot of shots already.
Because that giant skeleton is very slow in the movement. Of course, not the slowest.
Can't be slower than that one over there.
Oh, well, this boy. Oh, this giant dude right here from the bottom. Well, at the top 2 now.
The Golem here is going to be pushed by the Prince, and that can be moved a lot faster now. The Balloon's going to be summoned here. The Balloon and the Golem is going to be the attempted push. Now by the side of Bren Esports. Can they counter back? The Golem has made it quite far without taking any damage. Lightning's just going to go there to wipe out all the defensive units. Coming in from Bren Esports, and Bren Esports is going to take all the damage without dropping a balloon shot. So that's going to be them losing a lot in the trade. The freeze them coming through just to get the Golem into safety, but they're going to make it with so many. The Golem hasn't even broken on the side of KIX, and they're now just broken into 2 with the defense efforts coming in. The balloon just trying to be stopped with 4 lengths of first drop. The drop eventually is going to come through. They're going to lose the first turret now. The second drop coming as well.
The 2 teams as Balloon continues to make its way in.
Okay, one drop
more
comes in with the Guard and the Electro Wizard and the Mega Minion just still pushing it while the Golem has been invested, thinking like that was the trade they wanted to make here. The Golem coming from the other side with Bren Esports as well. The KIX Tower almost going down with the second Princess Tower now under target here. The Fireball coming in, the Flying Machine and the Golem on the left side coming in. Just going right for the KIX Tower now. Can he get air in time? Interesting to see.
Everything going for the offensive except for that Tombstone. He's laying so well before that King Tower.
Okay, the Graveyard coming in with the poison, just trying to knock out, but the Guards are on their duty to knock off all the skeletons here. He's putting a lot of it, but the second tower does come through in overtime, and Bren Esports had to do very well to stop the Golem Rush in the end coming from KIX. That could have been very dangerous, but Fireball does come back to rotation. I know how they were spamming the cards just to get the Fireball back into rotation because they wanted to finish that off, that second Princess turret with that last spill.
Hey, remember, in 1v1, I can never be this excited.
Yeah.
2v2, in this kind of action, Game 2 was great. Game 3 was impressively done by both teams. Just full in offensive, just making sure if they have the tool to maximize their defense, maybe just drop that tombstone, maybe just drop that flying machine as a defensive tool. But everything else as an offensive tool, golem just going straight into the wall, or basically all the cards using as an offensive, we just saw destructive forces walking in.
I know we haven't seen too many 2v2s. Obviously, today being the very first day of the tournament, and we're only looking at the Southeast Asia region as a whole. We haven't seen Korea, we haven't seen Japan, kind of known to be the more passive playstyle in the regions. Are we going to see the same amount of all-ins from 2v2 from those different regions as well?
Well, I think there are lots of strategies. I think they were, because you really have to have the clone spell along with that giant skeleton. That is the only way. Never really got close to the tower, so I don't think they had it yet.
Okay, I think we're going to be done for today, I think already. Going to go into the results very, very soon. As we did conclude today's day with a bang. Saw KIX picking up the first win in their match against Chaos Theory. Bren Esports, kind of the highlight of the day, kind of the story of the day we have been tracking. A team that we didn't think were going to do that well coming in. They beat both of the very strong Southeast Asian teams with HQ. We thought would have been a very strong team coming in. Does lose to Bren Esports and does lose to KIX as well. So Bren Esports, a very strong team right now.
And look at that, Bren Esports, they are winning that 2v2. That's what they are going to be known for. I think from this moment on, I'll be focusing on 2v2 a lot, because once you win that 1v1 and 2v2, you would never get to see that ace match. You just win the entire match just like that. I think a lot of teams should be focusing on 2v2 actually.
I think this just showing, coming in from Bren Esports, should show the other teams that prioritization into training for the 2v2 becomes a lot more important now than just spamming 1v1s in your solo time. You have to get the teamwork, and without that teamwork, no matter how good individually you can be as a player, you just can't win out for the kind of majestic plays that you have seen from the chemistry coming from Bren Esports.
Yeah, they were just on top. They knew their strategy. They had their own push. They knew exactly when to push with what kind of units. They had the cycle together. It's okay. It's even hard to have the 1v1 cycle, but having a 2v2 cycle, knowing what your teammate is also having at the same time, that needs a lot of practice together.
It really is, and kind of an example shown by Bren Esports of what 2v2 can represent and how fun it can be actually to watch. It's going to be interesting to kind of keep track as the seasons go by, as we get through the different regions and how they approach this different game mode that just used to be an event kind of match mode, but instead of a serious competitive mode, now is a competitive mode that we can just keep our eyes on as well.
But still no Sparky. I'm pretty sad. But it's only day one. We have lots and
好，观
lots
众
of
欢
days
迎
to
来到
continue.
赛后访问。哇，前天
Go on to the
第二次
interview
来
here.
访问
Hopefully we
Bren
have
Esports
another interview with
单日
Bren
两胜
Esports.
先恭喜一下
English
他们今天
translator,
拿到
please.
2胜，好不好？
Congratulate Bren Esports for winning 2 times today. 谢谢。
这今天表现相当。那先来问一下刚刚才出场的 Norin 赛，对，一上原本是候补，然后出赛的感觉怎么样？对。
So originally you was a backup today. How does it feel like to actually play today?
Actually, we were prepared to let me play for the 2v2 because we wanted to showcase all of our roster today and show the players what skills can we offer.
其实我本来就是会在2v2的时候出赛，我们想要展示一下我们团队不同的技巧跟策略。
哦，所以说其实你们的队伍的 2v2 是不是有固定的阵容，而是每个人都具备 2v2 的实力这样子。
So you don't have persons that only play for 2v2. Just everyone are capable of playing 2v2, right? Everyone are capable of playing 2v2, right?
Yeah.
Not only some persons.
Yeah. I think with great communication, everyone can play 2v2.
所以有良好的沟通的话，大家都可以就是玩 2v2。
对，那再来问一下Jaii，对，今天是 1v1 all win， 对，今天的1v1是全部都获胜的，对，今天的表现真的是相当不错，平常的准备看来是有下一番苦心，对对手的针对有没有可以分享一下，今天是如何这样拿下2胜这样子
Because you won both of the 1v1 games today. Do you want to tell us what kind of skills and strategies you used today?
I'm just playing my best that I can do. I just want to know is the key decks or key cards, and I will counter push.
对，就是看对手会用什么样的卡牌、什么样的技术，然后去对付他们。
对，不能问太多，对。 那最后有没有想就是跟自己的观众朋友们，跟自己的有 fans 对 talk to them， 对，跟你们的
Do you
粉
want
丝
to
说一
say
下。
anything to your fans, both in Taiwan, back in Philippines?
对
We would like to thank everyone who is watching for us secure a 2-0 run today, and our friends and families way back in the Philippines. Thank you for watching.
然后谢谢所有观看我们比赛、支持我们的粉丝。
One thing. We would also like to thank our sponsor, boss Bren Chong, who is very supportive and generous for Bren Esports. Yeah, Bren Chong.
好，谢谢我们还有在菲律宾看我们比赛的亲朋好友，还有最后就是我们的赞助商 Brand，谢谢他们。
对，有这个恭喜他们今天拿下非常非常好的开局哈，你就直接一下2胜。那我们再来看一下明日的一个赛程的部分。那明天要特别提醒一下观众朋友们，明天是比较早哦，会在早上11点的时候开。
There you go, at the end of the interview there. I just really like how Bren Esports does their interview. It's so simple. It's like,
So simple, just
get good cards,
play well,
defend, rush.
play hard, play smart.
And that's how you win. I think that's how you win
That
Clash
is-
Royale.
That is basically how you learn. Like, you pick up the key card from your opponent, make sure you know the cycling of the key
Sure.
card, and then try to counter it. I think that's exactly how, of course, it's easier said than done. You have to have everything in your head at the same time while you play, and perfect placement at the perfect timing. That needs some talent, and that's, I think, why I'm staying in the low 4,000. But these guys are super talented. Exactly why they had the first team to actually have 2 match wins tonight.
Sure. And it really is to show a dominating performance by all standings. We're going to show the results to see. Make sure you guys realize how good this team, Bren Esports, can be. Really good to see these guys represent Philippines very well, because it's not typically a region where it's kind of big and emphasized in the world of esports. But in this Clash Royale side of things, you see Bren Esports representing this region of Philippines very, very well in the Southeast Asia region.
And also, do not forget about your sponsors. We always want to mention about your
Sure.
sponsors. And results as we had before, the same KIX having the initial win, but Bren Esports taking 2 wins for a day. I think they are almost set from their region. Of course, they will be playing 1 more the next Friday, but they're only playing 1 more. So if they have 3 wins in their region, they are coming on top from their own region.
It really is, and just an interesting storyline to follow. The storyline has been started with Bren Esports now, a team from the Philippines, not knowing what to expect out of them, but we know the kind of the information that 2v2 was their expertise and their specialty. Having trained excessive hours just on that mode showed how helpful that can be into getting the results they got today. We're gonna look at the next matchup here with the Korea division starting tomorrow. They're gonna be joined in by G-Clef and Simon. It's gonna be joining us tomorrow.
Yes, Flibbles
And
will be
Flibbles
coming in.
Gonna be joining us as well. So I won't be here to show you guys the Korean lineup of things, but I will return on Sunday. But tomorrow we'll see OG and Entis, OPG Skeleton, Sandbox, and Kingzone Dragon X. 4 teams you may have heard of in different titles, but here they are to kind of show the Korean representation of Clash Royale. Gonna be opening up the regional division tomorrow.
And if you're a fan of lots of VN creators on YouTube, YouTubers, there are at least a good... There is at least 1 single good YouTuber on each team. Great players actually positioned in every single team, so I'm expecting very close games and great matches coming out tonight. And also, we've seen lots of creative decks on some platforms, and of course we did see some great actions coming out from CE, but Korea, I'm expecting a lot more from them.
And it's just going to be interesting to see how they implement the 2v2. Is it going to be different to what we saw from Southeast Asia today? Because I think the playstyle difference generally has been a little bit different between those 2 regions, with Korea being a little more passive and kind of outsmarting your opponents. That has been the main priority, to see how they kind of handle the chaotic 2v2 is going to be the biggest question that I want to see answered tomorrow. But I'm going to be just going on and seeing you guys on the stream as you guys and you and Flibbles
But
just
you'll be
join
back
in.
on Sunday.
I will be back on
for
Sunday.
the Japan region. So
Sure.
we'll be having some rotations this season. We'll be having going on and off. Like, I'm doing Friday, Saturday, and you're doing Friday, Sunday, and Flibbles coming in Saturday, Sunday. So we'll have all of the matches going around.
All the matches will come to you in time. Tomorrow will be the Korea Regional Qualifiers with you joining us. And thank you guys for joining us today with our games from Clash Royale Asia. And we're going to be back tomorrow with the Korea Regional. So we're going to be back tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we're going to be back tomorrow.